Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Channel 2 News Bulletin. I'm Abir Mitwali. We will start off with the headlines, followed by the news in detail. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi witnesses the opening of Egypt's 2025. Egypt hosts a meeting of the International Alliance for the implementation of the two-state solution in the Middle East. And Lebanon voices concern that Israel may not fully withdraw its forces by tomorrow as Israeli strike kills a Hamas official. Welcome back. The news in detail. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Monday witnessed the inauguration of Egypt's Petroleum and Energy Show, Egypt's 2025. This year's 8th edition of Egypt's is held at El Manara Center for International Conference in New Cairo, taking place between the 17th and 19th of February. Officials said that the event showcases Egyptian efforts to turn into a regional hub for the trade, production, and distribution of renewable energy, which gained momentum recently with the launch of projects for the production of green hydrogen and green ammonia. President el-Sisi said that establishment of the Palestinian state along the June 4, 1967 with East Jerusalem as its capital is the only guarantee to a permanent peace in the Middle East. The remark was made during the president's talks with visiting Cyprus President Nikos Christodios on the sidelines of the Egypt's 2025 that kicks off today. The presidential spokesman, Ambassador Mohammed al-Shinnawi, said the Cyprus president was briefed on the Egyptian efforts to draw a comprehensive scheme for the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip without the relocation of its people. The spokesman said the two sides also stressed keenness to coordinate in all fields and to enhance cooperation in the field of gas production, liquidation, and transportation. He said the three-way mechanism, which also includes Greece, also topped the talks. President el-Sisi received on Monday President of Equatorial Guinea, Obiang Nguema, on the sidelines of Egypt's 2025. Presidential spokesman said that the two presidents stressed on the necessity to continue enhancing bilateral relations to serve the interests of both countries and explore prospects of cooperation in various fields. President el-Sisi confirmed readiness to participate in development efforts in Equatorial Guinea within the framework of keenness to support African countries and on its belief in the common destiny of the continent's people. The meeting also discussed the security and peace situation in the African continent and means to strengthen the mechanism of action in the African Union. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received Chief Executive Officer of Italian company Eni for Petroleum, Claudia Descalzi, on the sidelines of Egypt's International Energy Conference and Fair Egypt's 2025. The presidential spokesperson said that Eni's CEO reviewed the achievements of the company's projects in Egypt and the company's current and future plans to discover and produce gas in Egypt. He also stressed the company's commitment to its strategic relations with Egypt. For his part, President el-Sisi stressed that Egypt's keen on cooperating with the Italian company. He pointed out to the importance of the company's activities and its efforts in exploration and production in Egypt and to achieve the best benefit from the country's natural resources. Also on the sidelines of Egypt's 2025, President el-Sisi received on Monday the CEO of Apache company, John Christman. The company operates in the field of oil exploration. The presidential spokesman said that President el-Sisi was briefed on the company's vision for expanding its activities in Egypt. He said President el-Sisi expressed appreciation to the volume of the company's activities and investments in Egypt and its significant contributions to gas and oil oil exploration and production. The head of state said such contributions boost this vital sector and can play a prime role in economic development through turning Egypt into a pivotal center for energy trade in the Eastern Mediterranean. The presidential spokesman said that Apache's CEO hailed ties between Egypt and the company and economic growth in Egypt and valued regional cooperation in energy projects. Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdelghati stressed Egypt's rejection of any displacement of the Palestinians, saying humanitarian aid should be accelerated into Gaza and reconstruction work is launched. The remark was made as Egypt on Monday hosted the fourth meeting of the International Alliance for the Implementation of the Two-State Solution in the Middle East. The meeting was also joined by UNRWA Commissioner Philip Lazzarini and Senior UN Coordinator for Humanitarian Affairs and Reconstruction in Gaza, Suged Kag. Meanwhile, the Arab League said the emergency summit due on the 27th of February to support the Palestinian cause may be postponed in order to seek the widest possible participation of Arab leaders. The summit aims to reach a united Arab stance in rejecting plans to displace the Palestinians that was proposed by the Israeli occupation authorities and adopted by the U.S. administration. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio discussed with Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan the development in the Palestinian cause. The meeting was held in Riyadh, where Rubio arrived on second leg of a regional tour, his first as a Secretary of State, that began in Israel and will include the United Arab Emirates. Riyadh joined Arab efforts to develop a proposal which ensures the reconstruction of the Israeli devastated enclave in a way that guarantees Palestinians remain in their homeland. Still in the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he was committed to U.S. President Trump's plan for the creation of a different Gaza, as he put it. In a statement Monday, Netanyahu said that after the war, there will be neither Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority ruling the territory. Earlier, his officials said that Israeli negotiators will head to Cairo on Monday to discuss the continued implementation of the ongoing Gaza ceasefire. The office said that the delegation will leave following an Israeli Security Cabinet meeting on phase 2 of the deal on Monday. Officials said 290 trucks of humanitarian aid entered the Gaza Strip on Monday through the Rafah border crossing, including 23 fuel trucks, after being checked at the Oga and Qanam Abu Salem crossings. Meanwhile, Palestinian civil society organizations said that humanitarian situation in the war-battered Palestinian enclave is still below accepted levels. The organization said primary living essentials of health and shelter are still lacking in Gaza, adding that the Israeli army is also carrying out a destruction campaign in the West Bank. Lebanon's president. Back home, chief of the National Media Authority, Ahmed El-Muslimani, today received former Prime Minister Ibrahim Mahlab. Mahlab is set to participate in a documentary program named Khedive Cairo, which will be produced by the Egyptian state television. The former Prime Minister hailed the comeback of Mاسبيرو and the correcting steps taken by the authorities' new board to regain the Egyptian radio and television leading position. Deputy Prime Minister for Human Development, Minister of Health and Population, Khaled Abdel Ghaffar, supervised over the provision of the first aid and medical care for the wounded after a housing building collapsed this morning in Giza Governorate. The Health Ministry said 10 people were killed and 3 others wounded in the collapse in the Kirdessa district that was caused by the explosion of a butane gas concentrator. The Minister of Social Solidarity directed that damages and compensation packages are paid to inflicted families. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli on Monday asserted Egypt's interest in boosting its mutual cooperation with Saudi Arabia, notably in the energy sector. Meeting with Saudi Energy Minister on the sidelines of Egypt's 2025 conference, the Prime Minister said he looks forward to the completion of the promising electrical link between Egypt and the kingdom according to the schedule. For his part, the Saudi minister said the kingdom will push forward its partnership with Egypt in the field of energy efficiency improvement and supporting the electrical grid. Minister of Investment and Foreign Trade Hassan Al-Khatib called for increasing Saudi investments in Egypt in the field of electricity and renewable energy, noting that the state targets generating 30 gigawatt to support the national grid, 10 of them from renewable energy. The minister's remarks were made during an expanded meeting with representatives of Saudi Aqua Power Group, during which Al-Khatib presented investment opportunities in the renewable energy market. The meeting also reviewed the Saudi giant future plans to increase its investments in Egypt over the upcoming period. Egypt's bourse turned lower at close today, giving up earlier gains amid Arab investor and foreign corporations sell-offs against local investor and Arab corporators. The market capital of listed companies added some £6 billion to end the dealing at 2.247 trillion Egyptian pounds, aimed an average trading of 16.5 billion pounds. The benchmark index EGX 30 dipped 0.2% to reach 30.436 point mark. The equal weighted indices EGX 70 and EGX 100 both fell 0.3%. Moving to the sports news, Pyramids and Al-Ahli continued their rivalry of the Egyptian Premier League. In the 14th round of the local competition, Pyramids will seek a fourth straight winning streak to restore the league's leading position when they face host Modern Sport later today. Pyramids currently rank second in the league standings on 30 points, two behind leaders Al-Ahli, while Modern Sport on 8 points will need a win or a draw to avoid relegation. The defending champions managed to restore the league rankings summit after thrashing Al-Ismaili 4-0 yesterday, raising their point tally to 32. Al-Ismaili are in the 14th place on 12 points. Liverpool continued its charge towards the Premier League title with a 2-1 win against Wolverhampton. First half strikes from Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah secured the win for Arne Slot's team, but an unconvincing performance after the break saw the home team fail to register a single shot on target as Wolves dominated the chances. Victory for Liverpool restored its 7-point lead over Arsenal at the top of the table after withstanding a second half fight back from relegation threatened Wolves at Anfield. It was Egypt, the international 28th goal of an outstanding season, and extended his current scoring streak to 6 straight games. Egyptian Meteorological Authority said that warm weather is expected to prevail tomorrow during daytime over Cairo, the northern coast, Upper Egypt, and Sinai, turning very cold at night all over the country. Here is a look at the expected highs and lows degrees in Cairo and other governorates. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Stay tuned for more to come on Channel 2.